So today we are going to solve this question in which this is a 4 kg block, this is 2 kg block, and a 12 Newton force is applied on this upper block. Okay, and here the coefficient of friction between the bigger block and this ground is 0. This means this is the frictionless surface, and here the coefficient of friction is 0.2. Okay, so we have to find what is the acceleration of the system. Okay, as I say earlier that friction, most of the important thing in friction is to determine what should be the direction of friction. Okay guys, and it can done very easily. Okay, it can be done very easily, so let's do it. Okay guys, okay, so check it, let's do it. Again, to understand this thing I have to first thing is the function of friction is function of friction is function of friction is to oppose relative motion, okay, relative motion between the surfaces. Okay, between the surfaces. So this is the very important line. Okay, between this contact surfaces. Okay, contact. So this is the function of friction. The function of friction is to oppose relative motion between the contact surfaces. Okay, so to oppose relative motion between the contact surfaces. Okay, now so first thing we have to determine what should be the direction of friction. Okay, to do it, first thing is we assume that there is no friction between any contact surface. Okay, so to determine direction of friction we assume that to determine direction, okay, this is the important, we assume that to determine direction of friction we assume that there is no friction, and then analyze the motion. Okay, don't look at my spelling, there may be so many mistakes in it. Okay, so there is no friction, and then we analyze the first assume there is no friction, then we analyze the motion. Okay, so okay, so to draw free body diagram without thinking friction, we draw the free body diagram. We are going to draw free body diagram without thinking the friction. Okay, so this is 2 kg block, and here is the mg, and this is n. Okay, this is n1 and this is 12. Okay, so this is the only forces, okay, which is present in absent of friction. So guys, this will move because this is not going to move in upward direction. Okay, yeah, this will be balance. Okay, so this will move only in this direction. Okay, this is the direction of motion, so okay, this is direction of motion. Let's suppose this velocity is v. Okay, v. Now I am going to draw the free body diagram of this 4 kg block. Okay, 4 kg. If you look at this, this is 4g, sorry, I should write here 2g, not mg, 4g, this is n, and this is n1. Okay, be careful who had applied this, you should know. Okay, so here there is no force, there is no force here, 0. There is no force in this horizontal direction because this is not going to leave the surface. This direction, velocity in this direction should be 0. Okay, so this remain stationary, remain stationary. Okay, remain stationary, so this remain stationary. Okay, it remain stationary. Okay, so now we had determined what should be direction. So block 2 kg block, 2 kg block, 2 kg block will move in this direction. Okay, and 4 kg, 4 kg stationary. So I had analyzed what should be direction of motion without without, if friction is not present. Okay, without considering friction. Now then we have to find what should be the direction. Okay, we have to find, sorry, we have to find relative motion, relative motion. Okay, relative motion. Okay, okay, to keep these things easy, let me give name. This is A, this is B. Okay, so I am going to find what is the relative motion of A, velocity of A with respect to B, relative velocity of A with respect to B. This should be 12 minus 0. This means, sorry, V minus 0, not 12, V minus 0. This should be V minus 0. Okay, V minus 0. So I had find what is the relative velocity of A with respect to B is V minus 0. Okay, it is clear. So so direction will be, direction of relative velocity of A with respect to B will be this. Okay, this will be direction. Okay, so what is the function of friction? The function of friction is to oppose relative motion. So what should be the direction of friction force on A by B? Okay, what should be, okay, what should be, let me write, what should be direction of friction, what should be direction of friction on A, on A. Okay, what should be direction of friction on A? So this will be opposite, this will be opposite to it. Okay, this will be opposite to this direction. So what will be opposite to this direction? It will be just at 180 degree from this. So this will be, okay, so this is the direction of friction force on A. Who had applied this force? B. Who had applied this force? Who had applied this force? Who had, okay, such type of question is very necessary. Okay, who had applied this force? Who had applied this force? Answer is, who had applied this force? Answer is B. Okay, who had applied this force? Answer is B. Okay, so by Newton third law, A will also apply the force on B. What should be direction? It will be this. Okay, okay, so till now we had determined that the what should be the acceleration. This, okay, this is 2 kg block. Let me write down. This is 2 kg block, this is 4 kg block. I had determined this is block B, this is okay. So we had determined that what should be the direction of friction force on B by with the help of Newton third law. Okay, now we are again going to determine what should be the acceleration of direction of friction on B with the help of relative motion. Okay guys, now so if we not consider about the friction force, if you just forget about there is any friction force, let me write down here. This is in here, this is mu is equal to 0.2. If we forget about friction force, then the direction of motion, this means what should be direction of motion of individual block A, individual block B will not going to change. So A will VA is in this direction, with speed v, let's suppose, and VB is 0. So what is the velocity of B with respect to A? Velocity of B with respect to A, this should be equal to 0, velocity of A minus velocity of B minus velocity of A, which is equal to V. So direction will be this minus V. This means it will be in this direction. Okay, so the function of friction V is to oppose this relative motion. So what is the opposite of this? Opposite of this will be this. Okay, this means the direction of friction force will be in this. This is the direction of friction force. Okay. Okay, so we had find out what is the direction of friction force on A, on B. Okay, now this time to write down the equation. Okay, so we are going to write down the equation here. This is A, block A. Okay, and on this block this is the friction force. Okay, there is no motion. Okay, let me write down. This is mg. Okay, this is 2g, not mg. This is 2g, and this is n1, and there is no motion along this. Okay, there is no motion. This is no motion. Okay, so this will be balanced. And you should do it by yourself. This is f. Okay, and this is 12. Okay, guys. Now, and this is 12. Now, and this is 4 kg. Okay, this B. Okay, now 4B, you know, this is 4g. Here there is a friction force, this applied by surface. This is the n1, and this is n. Okay, and here, and this is the friction force. Okay, this is the direction of friction force. This is the f. Okay, guys, you know, but you know, we do not know what is the value of f, but we also know that f must be equal to f max. Okay, and f max is equal to 2 into 10 into 0.2. This will be 4 Newton. So friction force must be equal to 4, must be less than or equal to 4 Newton. Okay, guys, so let's suppose initially there is no relative motion. Let's suppose no relative motion. Okay, guys, no relative motion. Let's suppose there is no relative motion. Okay, so it become okay. If there is no relative motion, this means acceleration of A should be equal to acceleration of B. We do not know either relative motion is present or not, but let's suppose there is no relative motion, so acceleration of A is equal to acceleration of B. Okay, acceleration of A is equal to acceleration of B. So what can I write? 12 minus F is equal to 2A, and F is equal to 4A. Okay, because acceleration of both is same. So if I add, what I get, 12 is equal to 6A. So what is the A? 2 meter per second square. A is equal to 2 meter per second square. Okay, so what is the F? So F automatically become 8 Newton. Listen, guys, this is the friction force, and this is 8 Newton, which is impossible. Surface cannot apply. Impossible. Okay, because maximum value of friction force which a surface can apply is 4 Newton, and this required 8 Newton. So relative, here there must be relative motion. This is not possible. Not possible. Okay, not possible. Okay, this is not possible. Okay, guys, because 8 Newton friction force, this surface cannot apply 8 Newton. This maximum value friction can apply is 4 Newton. Okay, guys, so this is not possible. So there must be relative motion. So there must be relative motion. There must be relative motion. Okay, there must be relative motion. Yeah, you have to do it in this manner. Okay, when you learn center of mass, then this question like this become quite simple. But for the sake of practice, for this time, you should do it in this manner. Okay, so relative motion here is not possible. Okay, here relative motion is must be, there must be relative motion in this case. Okay, so let me erase all these things. Just wait, I'm just erasing it. Okay, so you know so okay, so there must be relative motion, there must be relative motion. Okay, so if there is relative motion, so what is the, if there is relative motion, if there is relative motion, relative motion, if there is relative motion, then 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 friction force F must be equal to F max. Friction force must be equal to F max. And what should be this value? Okay, so what is the maximum value? F maximum. F max is equal to 4 Newton. Okay, do it by concept. F is equal to F max is equal to mu F. Okay guys, you should do it by yourself. F max is equal to, so F max is equal to 4 Newton. So what can I write? So if I'm going to write down the equation, draw the Fibo diagram, for this only, this is mg, this is 2g, this is n1 12 4 Newton. Okay, so there is no motion along this, so what is the net force? Net force is 8 Newton. 4 minus 12 minus 4, this is 8 Newton. This should be equal to 2a. Okay, so what is the a? A is equal to 4 meter per second square. Okay, and what is the acceleration of b? On b there is only one force in this direction, this is 4 Newton. Okay, this is mg. Okay, this is 4g, this is n, and this is n1. Okay guys, so this is 4 Newton, so 4 is equal to 4a. What is the a? A is equal to 1 meter per second square. Okay, so we get acceleration of a, acceleration of block A, block B. Acceleration of block B is equal to 1 meter per second square, and acceleration of block A 4 meter per second square. Acceleration of block B A is equal to 4 meter per second square. So we had determined it. Okay, now okay, to illustrate these things, we have to consider, okay, let me erase it. Okay, so let's consider, there is the friction force only on this. Okay, oh sorry, the a 12 Newton force applied on this, a 12 Newton force is applied on this. Okay guys, okay, this is the second case, and this example is, such type of example is necessary to understand the friction, how to apply it, what is the friction. Okay, you should consider one thing most importantly, the role of friction is not to oppose motion. Its role of friction is, friction always try to oppose relative motion, between the surfaces. It does not want that there should be any relative motion. And by maximum strength by which friction force can apply is F is equal to, okay, the maximum value of friction force is equal to mu n. The friction force must be less than mu n. Okay, okay, okay. So now in this case we are again going to determine what should be the action of friction force. What should be the action of friction force? Okay, so let's draw the freeboard. Let's first thing we draw the freeboard diagram just and assuming that there is no friction. Okay, the first step is we draw the freeboard diagram. We assume there is no friction. There is no friction and try to analyze the motion. Okay, and our main aim to with purpose to find out direction of motion. Okay, to find out direction of motion. Okay, we are going to analyze okay, we are going to analyze the motion and our purpose is to find out what should be the action of motion. Okay, so if there is no friction, okay, if there is no friction, so you know this is 4 kg block, this is m, this is 4g, this is n, this is n1, and this is 12 Newton force. Okay, so this, there should be no motion along this because this is not going to leave the surface. So what, so the motion, this only this force can produce motion. Okay, so this is the direction of motion, this is the direction of motion of block B, this is the direction of motion of VB. Okay, VB in this block B will move in this direction. Okay, and now if you're going to draw the freeboard diagram of 2 kg block, so here there is only one, this is 2g, this is n1. Okay, this is n1. Who had applied, you should know it. So this will remain stationary. So here there is VA is 0. So what is the velocity of A with respect to B? Okay, so this will be 0 minus, this is simple concept of relative motion, minus VB. Okay, VB is in this direction, so this will be so relative motion of A with respect to B is in this direction because this is negative. Okay, so what is the friction? Direction of friction force on A by B will be this. Okay, so this is the direction of friction force. Friction force direction. Okay, direction on A. Okay, and okay, friction force direction on A. Who has applied this force? So this applied by B. Sorry, this applied by, yeah, correct, this applied by B. Who has applied this force? B has applied. Who has applied this force? B has applied. Okay, guys. So okay, so by Newton's third law we can also find what is the friction force, what is the direction of friction force on B by A. Friction force on B by A. So it will be, okay, this okay, this is the direction of friction force on A by B. So what is the friction force on B by A? Just opposite to it. So this will be the, okay. So here we had find out with the help of Newton's third law. With the help of this is the direction of friction force on, this is direction of friction force on B. Look here, this is B by A. Direction of friction force. This is the direction of friction force on B by A. And who had, okay, and how we find? With the help of Newton's third law. But guys, for the practice we also try to find out what should be the direction of friction force on A. Okay, what should be direction of friction force on B by A, on B. Okay, what is direction of friction force on B with the help of relative motion. So here, so actually direct sense of motion is not going to change. So we have to find velocity of B with respect to A. Velocity of B with respect to A. This should be equal to velocity of B. This is VA, VB minus 0. So this is reduction of relative motion. This is reduction of velocity. Velocity of B with respect to A. So what is the function of friction force? Function of friction force to opposite. So here this is the opposite. This is the opposite. Okay. So opposite. So this is the reduction of friction force on B by A. So look, these both are correct. Okay, both are predicting same direction. Okay guys, so you can do either by this or by this, but I had do this just for the sake of practice. Okay, and if you had practice enough, then you will just do it. Okay, there is no problem, but you had any doubts, so do it by yourself again and again. You are able to understand it. Okay guys, so we had find out what should be direction of friction force. Okay, in this case. Now, so this time to determine, and this time is to determine the acceleration. Okay, so in first case we assume that there is no relative motion. Okay, so first let's assume no relative motion. If there is no relative motion, so what can I do? Acceleration of A minus acceleration of B, this should be equal to 0. This means acceleration of A is equal to acceleration of B. This means acceleration of A is equal to acceleration of B. Okay guys, so okay, so let's write down the equation. Okay, Newton's law equation. So 12. Okay, so here this is here this is 12, and friction force is just opposite. This is F, this is equal to 4, and F is equal to 2A. Okay guys, F is equal to 2A. Okay, so if I am going to add both of this, so what I get, 12 is equal to 6A. So what is the A? A is equal to 2 Newton. A is equal to 2 meter per second square. A is equal to 2 meter per second square. Okay guys, A is equal to 2 meter per second square. Okay, A is equal to 2 meter per second square. Now we should also check. So now with the help of this, we are going to find out what should be the direction of what is the value of friction force. So F is equal to, by this equation, let's check what is the value of friction force, and this value, this F must be less than F max. Okay, what is the F max? And F max is equal to mu into n. Okay, think here, see here, F max is equal to mu into n. F max. Okay, these are the important things. F max is equal to mu into n. This okay, you should think here. So this is again an important inequality. You should do it by yourself. Okay, so we had find out what is the acceleration. Acceleration of A is equal to 2 meter per second square. So F is equal to 2 into 2, because 2 mass and this is acceleration. So F is equal to 4 Newton. So this inequality is satisfied. This inequality is going to satisfy. The maximum required friction is 4 Newton. So and maximum value of friction is also 4 Newton. So this inequality is going to satisfy. So acceleration of both block A and block B is 2 meter per second. So you should look at the difference. In first question, what is the difference? In second question, what is the difference? Guys, such type of question in first look may look slightly difficult, slightly weird, and whatever I'm trying to saying to you, that you should do this first, you should do it first, and in first look it may look weird, but this is the way people study, because if study is easy, then everybody can study. Okay, but it become easy, it become enjoyable if you work on such type of things, if you try to analyze the things. Okay, if you are trying to memorize the things, and then you cannot enjoy the study. Okay, You should try to understand, you should try to communicate, and especially physics, you have to communicate in mathematical way. Okay guys, okay, so thank you.